found it. Readings are similar to that watchtower safe house we cracked open. Only smaller. I'll stay up here and provide cover. Remember, you can always call down a skydrop if you need it. Am I detecting... Are there watchtower troops there? If you want access to that listening post, you're gonna have to deal with these guys first. Might I suggest a skydrop? also a tad curious as to what Watchtower are doing here. Whatever intel was here is gone. But looks like we've still got a chance to recover some data. Seems there's some sort of broadcast array close by. Get back to your ship and meet me in orbit. We can look for this surveillance array. Watchtower hardware. Yep, I think this is the surveillance array we're looking for. Doubt we'll be able to crack its encryption remotely. Maybe if we destroy it, we might be able to recover some of the data from the wreckage. Salvage looks promising. Looks like we recovered a slate with some intel, got some Watchtower components, and... Huh. What are these? Computer cores? Well, alright, I think we got what we need. Let's head back to Stardock. Harper and Gren will want to hear about this. Not sure happened out there. We can either go fill Harper in on the details regarding the intel, or check in with Gren, pass on some of this Watchtower equipment we recovered. And maybe those guys will know what we can do with those computer core things we found. Just say the word.
I am here. Back already. Something wrong? I won't ask where these came from. But yeah, I can use these. Watchtower uses proprietary hardware. As long as I'm duplicating their tech, I'll need authentic components like these. Assuming you can provide me with enough components, I'm willing to fabricate and install more skydrops to your ships. A Watchtower computer core. Huh. These units are exceedingly rare. Within them lie blueprints for Watchtower constructs, things such as skydrops. Cores contain vast amounts of information, but like almost all Watchtower technology, they have inbuilt safeguards. If you lack proper credentials, you can't read specific data without triggering a purge protocol, erasing all other data from the device. So you understand, I can only extract a limited subset of information from a core. Even so, this is still useful. I suspect we can mine computer cores to acquire blueprints for new types of skydrops, or even devise upgrades for your fleet command system. One moment. I will establish a link to the core. Connection confirmed. I see data for 3 skydrop schematics, yet we can only extract 1. Our available choices are drops for either a ballistic turret, a Shiva unit, or a surface smoke bomb. You must make a decision. What skydrop should we gain the ability to fabricate? Deploys a kinetic fire turret, which anchors swiftly and provides sustained ballistic support. And what would that be? There, it's done. I've downloaded the relevant data. Now you'll have access to that skydrop to install onto any of your vessels. If you can find more computer cores, bring them to me, and I'll see what I can do with them. Until then, I can offer to outfit your ships with the skydrops we already have, assuming you have enough Watchtower components. Gratitude is unnecessary. However, it is appreciated. You said you found 2 computer cores, correct? I'd suggest you take one to Harper. I'm sure she'll have ideas on how to utilize it. If you need to restock any skydrops, or require any other ship services, just check in with Babs. I'll make sure she receives the necessary updates to assist you. Otherwise, I'll be here to help however I can. I'll return to my work, but I'll be here if you need me.
Cool. More toys to play with. Gret made a good point, though. We should go check in with Harper. Yeah?
Can't stay away, huh? Good to see you back. Any news on that listening post? Huh. Well, thanks. I'm impressed. Things went smooth, right? You didn't run into any trouble, did you?
That depends on your definition of trouble. First, there were the Watchtower troops, then the listening post wiped its data, but not before transmitting it to an array for broadcast. And then we destroyed that array. A small fleet of Watchtower ships jumped in, attacking us on sight. I don't know, any of that sound like trouble?
Nothing you couldn't handle, huh? Sounds like famous last words. But you are still breathing, so guess you're right. Still, that's got me wondering. How'd Watchtower have a fleet prepped to ambush you like that? They must have been watching those listening posts real close. But why? Just give me a second here. I'm gonna see what information I can pull from this intel slate. Encrypted. Not surprising. Let's run this through Grant's cracking algorithm. It worked. Quite a lot of data. I'm just skimming here, but yeah, this clears up a few things. The listening posts, Watchtower used them to track people, but only certain types of people. Huh. Looks like they got posts and surveillance arrays in most systems. They scan every ship that passes, looking for people of interest. And when a vessel gets flagged enough times, an array sends a signal to Watchtower, telling them to jump a fleet into that system.
That explains it. We're the people of interest. This is how they keep finding me, and how they found you. Sneaky little rascals. Harper, is there any way we could find more of these listening posts and surveillance arrays? Because I'm thinking if we start shutting more of them down, Watchtower won't be able to track us as much.
Maybe. I did see something about listening posts in other systems. Hold on, let me run a quick search. Oh, crap. Gren warned me about this. The intel slate. When I started poking around for more specific info, the rest of the data kinda deleted itself. It's an inbuilt security measure. It's just how Watchtower tech works. Pretty much all of it has a self-destruct of some kind. But it's not a complete loss. I did pull the location for another listening post. There's one in the Kumasi system, on Kumasi 6.
Well, that's something. We can always go take that one down. And hey, maybe we'll recover more intel slates.
It's worth a shot. If you can bring me more of those slates, I can likely pull more locations for you. Well, the data you brought back didn't really have much value, at least to me. But I'm still happy that listening post is gone. So here, your payment. And some advice. You need to be careful out there. Watchtower really is hunting you. These listening posts, any system that has one, makes you vulnerable to ambush.
Ah, but any system we clear of them means Watchtower can't track us there.
Yeah, I suppose. Up to you if you want to keep taking down listening posts. Just be ready for a Watchtower fleet to jump in and attack you. But whatever. Bring me more intel slates, and I'll do what I can to help.
Yeah, found 2 of them. Already gave one to Gren. Apparently, they hold data on how to build Watchtower tech.
You don't say. I think I've seen one of these in Gren's workshop. They store data on Watchtower schematics. It's how he built you those sky drops. But like the intel slates, without the proper credentials, you can only pull a small amount of data before it wipes everything else. This hardware's a little beyond my skill to crack, but leave it with me. I know someone who might be able to get something useful from it. Well, I think we're done. Feel free to use Stardock for whatever you need. I think you've earned your spot here. I'll get you later.
Well, that was productive. You met with Gren and didn't kill him. Harper seems to like you. We found out how Watchtower's been tracking us, and even figured out how to exploit more of their technology against them. I think for the time being, keep doing whatever it is you do. Watchtower are still a problem, but at least now you have a defense against them. And if you find yourself with some free time, you can always hunt down more listening posts, or have Gren build and upgrade stuff for your fleet. And if you don't mind the company, I think I'll stay on with you. You know, as an official part of your crew. Fantastic. Feel free to treat me as you would any other member of your crew. Order me around, have me clean the toilets, put the fear of God in me. Whatever. It's your show. I'm just here to lend a hand. All right, let's get going. Whatever I can do to help. My pockets are your pockets. I can hold a few things. See you when I see you. New orders? No worries, I'll make myself useful behind the scenes.
State your needs. Hello again. I'm glad you're here. Since we last spoke, I've been thinking things over. I believe I've found a way to mine additional data from Watchtower computer cores. Data that would let us upgrade your fleet command system, or perhaps even figure out new types of ship modules or systems. So the next time you have spare cores, you'll need to decide what type of data you'd rather I extract. One more thing. I've documented how to build a remote fleet command system terminal. I'll forward you the schematics. You can build a terminal aboard your ship, granting you remote access to the main system here on Stardock. Now, was there something you needed? That's why I'm here. And just a reminder, we have a Skydrop unit ready for installation. Return if you require further assistance. A visitor to my workshop. How delightful. Sure, we can do that. And maybe fit a skydrop as well. Here's what I can offer. You know where to find me.
Well, this is a mess. Frostmarked bastards burn whatever they can't loot. Appreciate the rescue. Stranded now, unless you're feeling generous. I was on my way to the Everbright Sanctum. If you can get me there, I'd be grateful. Bunch of frozen-blooded raiders. They didn't used to be this bad. Territorial? Sure. But they had their own rules. Feels like something's changed. They don't just chase people off anymore. They hunt. It's the kind of place you don't want to leave once you see it. Well, as long as you can stand some quirks, that is. Let's talk planet-side. I prefer conversations without the vacuum of space. Deal? Knew I liked you. Let's get moving.
Captain on deck.
Come on, follow me. You feel that? Like the world's holding its breath. The Everbright Sanctum. This is why people come here. Not just for the view, though that doesn't hurt. You see, every last one of these people was supposed to be dead. Terminal cases. Nothing left but goodbyes and waiting for the end. Then they came here and just stopped dying. No cures, no surgeries, just life. They say it's the Everbright, a relic from a time before us. Pilgrims walk through these gates on their last legs and suddenly they've got time again. Years, maybe forever, as long as they stay close. There's someone here you should meet. Tobin. He found the Everbright and built a life around it. I told him what happened up there. It's happened. Not often, but yes. They always think they're fine. But once they're out of reach, the sickness comes back. Faster sometimes. Like whatever was holding them up finally lets go. Pilgrims tend the land, grow what they can. But more than anything, they enjoy life here. Really live it. Like every day is something worth tasting. Then there are the off-worlders like me, running trade and offering services. People look out for each other. It's quiet. Simple. Feels like something from another time. I handle the off-world shipping. Mostly their plants. Rare, delicate, expensive stuff. I get them where they need to go. I keep the local traders supplied too. If it shows up in a crate, odds are I brought it in. Well, that's what I did, until the Frostmark tore my ship apart. This way.
Yes. We came close to losing more than a friend today. You saved Alana's life, and for that, you have my thanks. She does more than deliver goods. She delivers hope. Her work binds this place to the stars, and that is no small thing.
I just bring what people need. And sometimes, remind them there's still a world beyond the valley. Someone has to keep the doors open.
So, you've met the Frostmarked. They live on a nearby planet, out where the ice never melts. Once, that distance was enough. They were content to keep to their cold, harsh but predictable. Now, they stray further, intercept our traders, watch our skies with hunger. It is intention, a pattern, and that is concerning. Alana may have told you what this place does, but what it is, that's a more difficult truth. Let me show you what it truly is.
Tobin? The Frostmarked are at the outer gate. They say we've attacked them. They're demanding to speak with you.
Thank you, Stephen. The Everbright will have to wait. Come, let us meet them with open eyes.
What?
Let's hear what they have to say. Open the gate.
Everfrost watches. His judgment is without flaw. You harbor the one who struck down the Chosen in orbit. We traced the ship. It landed here. That is truth. And now we come to claim recompense.
That's a serious claim, and a dangerous one.
You attacked me. No warning. No demands. You opened fire and tried to kill me. And now you want justice? You started this.
We purge what does not belong. But the one who intervened, you will answer. Step forward, bow your head, face the trial of cold judgment.
No. This person defended a life under attack. I will not deliver them to you like prey. Your faith may demand blood, but the Everbright does not answer to Everfrost.
Then you choose defiance. You protect the guilty.
I protect the living.
Refuse judgment, and Everfrost will deliver it by force.
I may find a way to delay this, to consider our options. But I will not allow violence inside these walls. I won't lie and say I agree, but if this is the path you choose, I will not stand in your way.
I'd be dead in orbit if not for you. So if you're walking out there, I'm going with you. You'd better.
Close the gate.
You walk with purpose. That much even Everfrost sees. Swift judgment, then, as it should be.
So, it's done. Not the path I hoped for, but perhaps the only one left. Well, judgment was never theirs to give, but you returned. That matters.
I should have been there. But I'm glad you made it back.
For now, the storm passes us by, but it will return. We will speak shortly. First, take a moment to understand where you are. When you are ready, I will explain what the Everbright is, and what we may be standing against. Alana, perhaps you can introduce our guest to Leslie. Leslie handles orientation and knows more about this place than most. I will be at the vault when you are done.
All right. Come on. I'll take you to Leslie. Then you can go see Tobin and find out what all this is really about.
Nice hat.
Okay. Hello.
Ah, there you are. New arrival, right? Welcome to Everbright Sanctum. We are so glad you made it.
Not a pilgrim, Leslie.
Ah, not a pilgrim. My mistake. Well, everyone ends up here for a reason. That is what I say. Some come looking for more time, some for peace, and a few just sort of crash their way into it. This is Everbright Commons. Reception is here, obviously. You can get something to eat or drink right here. Nothing fancy, but it does the job. And yes, we even have our own little bank just up the stairs. Want the quick tour of the rest of the place? The vault is just down a small path through the garden. Easy to miss if you are not looking. Past that is the farm. That is where the pilgrims grew all their strange and wonderful plants. The trade house sits just beside it. A couple of friendly traders. Useful stuff if you need it. Then there are the pods. That is where most people sleep. Quiet, private, and with a view you will not forget. And if you follow the path down toward the edge, the jetty is there. Water is calm, good place to clear your head. I think that about covers it.
Okay. Tobin will be waiting for you at the vault. Meanwhile, I'll see if I can convince the galaxy my ship is worth saving. Catch you later. Need something?
Alana told you what this place does. This is the Everbright, the heart of the sanctum. Everyone here came carrying something that could not be fixed. Diseases, degeneration, failures no medicine could stop. But it does not heal. It does not fix what is broken. It simply holds, as if time itself forgets how to move while you remain within its reach. This is not salvation, it is stillness, stretched out like a breath that never ends. It spoke to me once. Well, not the Everbright itself, but something within it, a voice. I do not know what triggered it or why it chose that moment. It identified itself as the Overseer Protocol. It spoke of 3 systems: Everbright to preserve, Everfrost to remember, and Everstorm to drive evolution. And then it went silent. It has not spoken since. I believe the Overseer is something that links the machines together, coordinates them. These systems were meant to work together, each one holding part of something larger, and that larger whole is faltering. 3 that I know of, each bound to a different world: Everbright, Everfrost, and the Everstorm. Preservation, memory, evolution. We sent someone to reach Everstorm once. Bright, capable, but they never returned. I had hoped we might learn something useful, a way forward. But perhaps the system wasn't ready, or perhaps we weren't. There's nothing to say who made it. just a few broken panels, fused into a wall like they've been there forever. We do not know. Some believe it manipulates entropy, others say time, but it does not reverse damage, it simply holds it still. They serve the Everfrost, a machine like this one, but with a different purpose. They used to be distant, isolated. Now they act more like pirates, and their words have changed. They speak of judgment, of purity. They revere Everfrost like a god, but these machines were never meant to be worshipped. I would not ask it of you, but someone needs to go. And if you are the one to go, I trust you to see it clearly. Something is wrong with the Everfrost. If it is broken, twisted, or becoming something it was never meant to be, it must be understood. You held the Frostmarked off, but unless the Everfrost is made right, they will return, in greater numbers, with greater purpose. Speak with Alana before you go. She knows more about the Frostmarked than anyone here. Safe travels.
what's up. So, you and Tobin had your little chat. Everything nice and mysterious in there? I'm calling in a few favors. She'll fly again, just not today. Oh, good. You know exactly what you're getting into, right? Right. So that fleet of Frostmark ships in their orbit, no problem? Bold strategy? Dangerous? Ill-advised? Slightly ridiculous? And here I thought I was the reckless one. Look, I know where the Everfrost is located, and I know their ways. I'm not about to sit this one out. I'm coming with you. Well, now you've got someone who talks back. Loudly. And with better ideas. There should be 4, maybe 5 Frostmark ships in orbit. You'll need to clear them before we make for the surface. But first, I promised a couple of traders we'd stop by. They're a bit special. You'll see what I mean. The kind of people who make even me feel normal. Shouldn't take long. Then we can get back to dealing with frozen cultists and orbital mayhem. Come on, follow me.
Inventory files again.
They were numeric strings. Now they have soul.
Boomy McShootface is not soul.
It is when it's armed.
Hey. So this is the legend. You're alive, standing, and didn't blow anything up on the way in. That's 3 wins already.
Hello there. I'm Theo, trader of things some people call dangerous. I call them misunderstood.
And I'm Ella, trader of things that don't usually explode. Also, he's my brother. I checked, regrettably.
We don't agree on inventory, or most things, really. We argue professionally and sell things on the side.
If you need something dangerous, talk to him. If you want to not die, talk to me.
Stock up if you need anything.
Impulse buys are the backbone of any great adventure.
Hello. Hi. Oh, you're gonna love this stuff.
Ready? If we're not knee-deep in trouble in 10 minutes, I'll be disappointed.
Hello.
Straight ahead. It's a long walk from here. it! Something on your mind? You okay? My help with something? Nice chatting with you. Just checking in?